gross.
Oh, real nice. Hell yeah. Welcome to GDP Live.
Yep.
We are live on Facebook. I'm going to share it. Bam. Tis shared.
Tis shared.
Hopefully, there it is. All right, now it's shared. All right, we are live. Gross Domesticated Podcast live on Instagram as well as Facebook. You can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually from 11-ish until like 1 p.m.-ish. Usually I try to keep it around that time because the free version of Buzzsprout, which is the only one I'll use from now on for my personal accounts, is free for 2 hours a month. So honestly, what I can suggest to a lot of people out there, if you're new to GDP Live or if you want to check out the audio only version of it, subscribe to Gross Domesticated Podcast wherever you get your audio podcast. You can get audio versions of the show, but make sure you set it down to download the episode. If you download the episode, once I take that other one off, it stays in your account.
Oh, good to know.
It
I didn't
stays in
realize
there.
that.
I've personally tested it, at least with Apple. I believe it works with Spotify as well. If you download the episode, and you can set it up in your settings. So if you subscribe to the Gross Domesticated Podcast on Apple, on Google, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, any app, anything like that, you can get this audio only version. And if you subscribe and you download the episode, when I take the other one down and I put up the new episode, it will stay in your account. So just download that episode. This was a note that I didn't even write down that I remembered.
Hey, yo, look at you.
That I remembered off the top of my head, off the top of the show, which is Gross Domesticated Podcast. This is GDP
Welcome.
Live. And we, like I said, we stream here. If you want to catch past episodes of the video, you can go to YouTube, which is Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube. You can go there and go to the Gross Domesticated Podcast playlist. And there's past episodes there that you can watch that have Dom, that have me. There are episodes that are not even live episodes. All GDP Live episodes are there, as well as past episodes of the Gross Domesticated Podcast. So make sure you check that out. And while you're there, check out other episodes of Falls Count Anywhere, which is Manny and Youngblood's podcast to talk about wrestling and comedy. I'm on that one as well. I produce that one, as well as Proper Ebonics, which is with Alan Massenberg and Kirk Griffiths. Hilarious podcast with two super insightful dudes. And honestly, you know what? You know, it's Black History Month. Why don't you subscribe to a Black podcast? You selfish asshole. What are you? Who cares about storage? Damn it. God damn it. I hate that phone. Technology is pissing me off today.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, not that the plugs for all those other shows were heavy notes or anything. My wonderful wife is here.
Hello. I love being here.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
You were able to take some time off of work,
Mhm.
and you were able to pencil in the Gross Domesticated Podcast for everybody, which everybody's going to be delighted.
They are.
Everybody's super excited that Dom's here. Not to sound like Trump, but babe, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
You look beautiful, most
Thank
gorgeous
you.
ever. I think you're the best
Delicious
wife.
coffee.
Yeah. Out of a great mug. Oh yeah, I forgot. Free plug for Chip Chipperson. if you're a fan of Chip Chipperson or anything like that, Jim Norton or any of those guys, check out. He also has a St. Patrick's Day themed merch.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Oh,
right now
awesome.
St. Patrick's Day themed merch. That is, and he has, instead of my lady, it's Malassie. Cody's here. Hey Cody, how's it going, buddy? What's up, Cody?
Cody.
We are here in the Caddick, and if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, if you're watching period, you're probably noticing a little bit of an upgrade in the look.
Mhm.
We got a new camera.
New camera.
So if you want to check out high def, wonderful, you can see all of our pores and all of our holes. Every bit of it you can see now through the high def camera, which is going to be, the video is featured again on Facebook or YouTube. But so now that everybody can see that you're here in high definition,
Yeah.
how's your vacation been so far?
So far, so good.
You feel relaxed?
I'm starting to. The first part of it, I really focused on, I needed to get a lot of new clothes because quarantine has not been nice to me, or I haven't been nice to myself, however you want to look at that.
Maybe you've been too nice to yourself.
Yeah. Too nice to myself. So I decided to buy some new clothes. So that's been fun. I feel better. things actually
You
are comfortably fitting.
now that's actually good that is what cheered you up. Is that what cheered you up, or was because I know for a fact from being married to you for many years,
Mm-hmm.
double dig,
Mm-hmm.
that clothes shopping for you is a little bit you're anxious.
Yeah,
A
I
little
hate it.
sometimes.
I absolutely hate
A
it.
lot of times.
Yeah.
Why so why do you think this one, do you think that's why it was stressful that you had that to do, or it was just stressful because you you just didn't have the like
Well, I guess it was less stressful because I literally took the time just to focus on doing it.
oh okay yeah that's what I was
So
thinking
it
is
was
like
kind of like getting into the mental
yeah
state of like, it's okay if the size isn't what you want.
hmm
It's just got to fit you. You just got like, because that's half the problem is like, I don't know. I'm self-conscious about the way that I look, but that's just something I have to deal with. Um, but it's a matter of
I'm
clothes
saying
not fitting correctly,
well
like
not
literally
same for you, sorry,
uncomfortable.
same, I said same but not for you. I feel self-conscious
Oh,
too, that's sorry, I meant that. I said same and I was like wait no, not same like yes
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
self-conscious
I
about you
know.
too. I personally I personally, and I hope you know this, believe that you are the most beautiful woman in
I
the world.
know. I do know that.
Like the fact that these schmoes get to see you for free in HD. Like I'm thinking when I got this camera, I'm thinking I got this nice HD camera for the stream and everything like that. And I'm like, man, I feel sorry for them because now they're gonna see me in HD. Then I'm like, oh, but they get to see you in HD now, and also she's gonna be here Friday.
Stop it.
Fuck off.
Stop
Like that's
it.
not fair. So that's one of those things where I feel like it's going to pay for itself if we put it behind a paywall, because once they know that you're in HD, they're going to want to see it.
Okay.
Because I not only and like I'm not the only one. Remember Big Preem. Big Preem said we are better and nicer version of
Funnier.
wait, no, better looking,
Yeah.
nicer. No, did he say funnier?
I thought he said funnier.
If he said funnier, that's crazy. But better looking and nicer, I'll take version of your mom's house. And
Yeah.
that's what we are. That's what we are here to offer. We're here to educate, make you better, and make you laugh.
Yeah.
We're here to entertain
Yeah.
as well as enjoy. But I feel like so because you didn't try to like shoehorn it into your day
Right.
or
Because
your
it's
time.
yeah. I
You,
hate
you
shopping.
took a vacation so that you
So I
could
could-
clothes shop. That's
yeah.
really funny. Taking PTO
just
so
so
you
I could take my time. So like if I go to a store and I get super discouraged,
we kind of
like,
did the same
it's
thing. Yeah.
okay.
We kind of did the same thing. I was doing that for a while too. Like I was getting restless, and I've been listening to a
well,
lot
actually, it's the same thing, except in opposite directions. Where
Yeah.
you're losing weight, I'm gaining weight. So you have to,
Yeah.
you have to, change it. But then I get pissed off at myself that I gained weight and now I have to go buy clothes.
Yeah.
So then I just get frustrated.
Because also there's also the hope too, and it feels it's a weird thing because I've been up and down my whole life. So like I'm still I made a joke about it, and I made it like in the before times that like that was a thing that I wanted to do, was like I'm not going to throw away any of my fat guy clothes
Yeah.
until I start coming up good looking in my memories, my Facebook memories. Like I need that much time. And I'm looking back of like times when people were like, man, you look great.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, damn, I look like shit there. like compared to like what I feel, what I even my self-image is now. Like it never catches up.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, I look at myself in the mirror every day and I see a completely, like not a completely different person. There's like two versions. There's the rounded out Pat, and then there's the streamlined Pat.
Yeah.
I like streamlined Pat, and streamlined Pat's when I'm training regularly, and I can eat. The eating habit is the same.
Yeah.
The exact same.
Which is so unfortunate.
Which is so so unfortunate. Wait, why?
Just it's frustrating. Like you get to eat whatever the fuck you want, and
But-
I'm eating the same things that you're eating. Like we're eating together,
But it's also
But I'm
intermittent fasting too, and I'm breaking fast a lot.
but I'm not exercising like you are. I'm not doing that.
You know, I was signing up for a competition
Anyways.
today. I was signing up for a jiu-jitsu competition today, and the category that I'm technically in is super ultra heavyweights. And I'm like, what the fuck was I before? Because it's like, it's a, what's the pound? It's like it's like 245 and up or something. I can't remember what it was. And because of the fact that I've been eating like a major asshole and not training and breaking fast, I've gained. I
Yeah.
was down to like 230,
Yeah.
which is only super heavyweight, which is nice because it's kind of like a compliment. But like that's the thing of like I'll look at myself every day and I see a completely different
Yeah.
like version of that. And I was talking more about the shopping, like just giving myself time and like walking around and actually like
Yeah. I hate it.
yeah, it's to me it's a good
And my
distraction.
body is so weird. So I literally have to try things on because it could fit in the legs, but it doesn't fit in the waist, or vice versa. It fits in the waist, but it doesn't fit in the legs.
Mhm.
And boobs, you know,
Well,
like boobs get in the way a lot.
the
My
pair
arms.
the pair of pants I just bought a pair of jeans from Old Navy
Mhm.
and I put them on yesterday and you almost pissed yourself
Yeah.
laughing at me
Yeah.
because they look like fucking bell bottoms.
Yeah.
My
And
thick boy
sometimes that
thighs.
and like it just it's a whole ordeal. And I'll wait. I'm the person that if I have to wait in line, if I'm buying something for myself and I have
Mhm.
to wait in line, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, I'm just gonna go put this back.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna spend the money on this? So it's very difficult for me to spend money on myself. So that was something my therapist said that I had to do.
Okay.
So that was part of this as well. So
Did she say take a vacation?
yeah, she said I have to do something for myself. I can't just work.
Right.
I need to do something that's just for me, that's fun, that doesn't revolve self-improvement, like, you know, like the
It's hard.
constant.
We're fans of it.
Yeah. So which that is part of taking time for yourself, is part of, you know, whatever, growing and, you know, pausing, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did some shopping and I feel really good about it. I paid, or not paid, I spent money on myself and did what I wanted to do.
I want the people to see you.
And now that was the very busy nonstop part of the vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have a couple more days off.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to stay at the house and just cook.
Nice.
Like that's the other part of things that bring me some stress relief, is cooking. I love cooking.
Right.
So then I'm going to do that and then
Nice.
just watch my terrible television.
Yeah, and I'll be as far away from that part of it. But yeah,
well, you're busy the rest of the week, so
the cooking part. Well, it's going to be the snow is nuts. Like so that's why we were going there's like it's been nuts crazy winter weather lately and everything like that. And that's why I was like, man, it really sucks that like I hope none of this weather, none of this shit affects any of the, because that's the thing is like you said, the first part, like even if you are on vacation, just like you want and you have time and all this stuff, like you still want the plans you make to go accordingly.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing is like, oh, I've got time after this, but like you know, there's still like there's other fears that are in there that are like, could this keep me from like like, because that's the thing, it's ultimately we kind of not really, but we've had like multiple rolling vacations throughout the year. You know what I mean? A lot of like, you know, it's, but then when you turn it into a routine, you know, you wake up, do your job, go to sleep, you know, go home, go to sleep. Like that's eat, go to sleep, whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's not, when we stop doing the social things because of COVID and shit like that.
Right.
Initially, again, it felt like more of a vacation at first when everybody was stuck at home. And then when stuff started opening up and just stuff was functioning, you're like, well, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing else you can do because nothing is open. You don't have options to do like, so the stuff that we would go do. So walking around like a fucking zombie at a mall is like a thing to do now. Like that's a thing to do.
Yeah, because at least you're out of the house, but it's an open space.
Right.
You know, like yeah.
It's in the wintertime especially, like that was the thing.
It wasn't as bad
because we
in the
picked it up in
summertime.
March.
Yeah, because that we could go outside and we could do stuff, disc golf, but now it's too cold to do that.
It's just weird. It's funny though, because we have friends of ours that went out of town for a vacation as well. And I was helping, you know, keep an eye on his business and everything, helping out with that. But it's like, they kind of was the same thing. They were much like us. Like, yeah, they shut down for a period of time, but then like they picked up
Yeah.
and then just have been working throughout the whole time. And you
Yeah.
don't think of taking a vacation because you're like,
You're
well, what am I
home.
really doing? Yeah,
Right,
like
right,
I'm
right.
not really. I don't feel that. And then you have
But it's
those
worse
days,
because it's constant,
right?
because you're doing everything from home. So it's like you need to check out, you need to do things, but it's hard to do because um nothing's open, and
Mm-hmm.
it's, and you're, well, at least for me, a little nervous still to go out there.
Right. And that's the thing. Greg brings up a great point. People over 65 have been waiting or walking around the mall like zombies pre-COVID. And
Oh,
that's a
yes.
fucking true fact. So get this, right? I was working uh when I was working at Starbucks. There was a person that came in once and they said they said something about like, oh, I love the Starbucks. They said something about going to one in another town or something like that, and I was like, I can't even remember where they said the
Mhm.
other one was, but like I fucking knew them, or like I could do
Yeah,
something. It
yeah.
was like a different state.
Yeah.
So I was like, I okay, sorry, well, thanks for coming here. And she's like, no, this is the best one I've ever been to. The only other one that I've been to that was better than this was the mall. And I was like, guess what? I said,
When though?
I said, she's like, I used to go there. She's like, do you know when they're going to open that back up? She's like, that
Oh, it
was,
was that long ago?
yeah.
Oh.
And, like, it was something like that. It was like, I can't remember what it was, but like, it was before that. I think that was more of a convenience thing for her. But I think the time she was talking about was when you managed that.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. I was like, well, guess what? You love the Georges. Like, because you must be a fan of us. But like that was a thing that like
Yeah,
that's a
I had
dynamic you had to deal with was
my mall walkers.
yeah. Like they're weird. Like that's their exercise.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And it
Is like
makes sense. And they were the best. Like, they were so cute, and like we made such great friends with the mall walkers. One of them, Nat, over 100 years old, still walking around. She would always make us zucchini bread, and she was just so sweet. She's from Maine, and yeah, I love my mall
zucchini
walkers.
bread. That's basically that's a sweet bread, right?
Yeah, it's like, it tastes just like banana bread.
Which is weird. I
It's
never
like the
understood
same
that.
ingredients, but it's zucchini instead of bananas.
That's a thing that
It's good.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even really make that parallel. Like didn't think of it that way because I wasn't like, I'm not like high stepping it. Like I'm not like trying to get my reps in and my steps in or anything. Like I'm like I'm like shambling through Sears, like looking at discount clothing, going like, I don't really need another shirt. Like I don't really need another. Like I don't need.
Did you guys
this.
hear that? He just said he doesn't need another shirt.
That's improvement, baby.
Oh my god.
That's all about improvement.
I did splurge and get you some new bandanas.
Yeah,
I helped with the wardrobe
I
while
was-
I was out and about.
She
I was
knew-
like,
She knew that I was at my limit. I had reached my budge for
Uh-huh.
my wardrobe this month,
so I wanted to give you
and
a
I
surprise.
and I stopped kinda, and
No,
yeah, I did. I did.
No, you did.
Yeah,
You
I
went
did.
high up. You went. Yeah, I
Yeah, I did. Hold on.
Yeah, I did.
Hold on a second. Youngblood gave me a sweet anoric, or
Uh-huh.
hold on, anoric, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yep.
And I think that's it. No. Yes, I bought a hat. I bought a beanie. I bought that gray beanie.
Oh yeah.
I showed you it too.
Yeah.
I admitted it,
Cute. It's very cute.
but it was really cold.
Uh-huh.
And when I was helping out at the shop, at my buddy's shop, it was fucking freezing cold, and I had actually I bought two beanies. Okay, hold on.
Oh.
I had bought the
Oh.
initial bean, right? Hold on a second now. I bought the initial beanie, and that one was not working. So when I had to go to Home Depot to buy I also bought Allen keys, but that's not on the clothing budget.
No.
But that will be reimbursed. I bought the Allen keys. I saw this bitchin' at like it's a heavy duty beanie,
Uh-huh.
and I put that on, and I was like, this is way better. So I bought it.
Yeah.
I did not clear that first with the council.
He cleared 0 purchases.
Well, yeah, but if the budget is the budget, And then
You're right.
after the budget,
Right. Is
is-
when you're
that's
right.
when I should get clearance, but I did not get clearance.
Right.
But all hats will be utilized, and or I
So
should
was that like it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission type of thing?
Yeah, if I got a cold ass head,
Okay.
right? I mean, don't you want your husband's head to be warm?
I do. I really do.
Don't you want your husband's head to be comfortable? Don't you want me to live? What if I got? I almost said anorexia. What the fuck is that? And then pneumonia. What the
No.
fuck? Anorexia. What if I got? What if it was so cold I became anorexic?
Yeah.
No, what if I got pneumonia? And then you'd be like, oh my god.
I'd be heartbroken.
Hmm.
I'd be so sad.
Casey's pounding off a little bit here too. She says, you guys have a clothing exchange as a love language.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're like soccer players. We like exchange jerseys at the end of sex, you know. So good job, good game. Hug her,
Oh boy.
pat her in the butt.
Yeah.
But I
No
do appreciate-
patting. You slap me on the butt.
if I could punch you right in the ass, I would. No,
Please don't.
it's a love language for sure, but it's also her knowing that I've definitely gone over my budget. Well, now that she knows that I've gone over my budget,
Yeah.
I do appreciate the scarves even more. And if you
And
want to wear some, you
I
can.
Did not. Well, okay. I guess
You did go over your budget.
Okay, hold on. Technically, I went over my budget by $27, but
That's about
I have decided I'm going to return one of the bras that I got, and then I'm going to be under my budget by $2.
okay. So if Pat starts looking like Bale in The Machinist, I'd be worried. By the
Yes.
way, well crafted pound there. Premium Ron pounding off hard there in the comments, and I like it. That's a premium thing. I read that. It was succinct. I don't know if that word is the correct word that I just used. I know I'm not completely in frame for Instagram, but I'm really worried about this high def camera I got here.
You're
I
so
just look
good.
so
You look
good in this.
so
I
good.
mean, I'm just catching that fucking bandana in the fucking picture. I can't help it. Oh, it looks so good. Check out Facebook, Gross Domesticated page on Facebook, and or YouTube, Baby Mermaid Productions. You see this high def picture right here. Oh, I like it.
We're looking good.
And with my brand new bandana. I don't know. I might actually get to a point where I have a Steven Tyler level of bandana.
Yes.
And I'm here for it, guys. I'll do it. I'll wear every single one. Also, finding out that I like the style anorak of the thing with a zipper.
Uh-huh.
It's basically a pullover hoodie style jacket that has a half zip and also the little thing and a little pocket here. That's key. I think that's what makes it an anorak, is that there's a pocket here. Not necessarily here.
Yeah.
Always here.
Right. Okay.
Right? So I got
It's
that.
like a kangaroo pouch.
It is absolutely. I think that's even what it's referred to as
Oh.
by the company L Bean, not Lemaire Lee. I know some people call him that, but Christian Bale only ate one peach a day to keep that weight. What the
To
fuck,
get that weight.
Casey? What the fuck?
He doesn't
Pounding
like
off.
peaches.
I would hate that diet. I would have a 0 peach a day diet, and I would probably stay at the same weight, if not
that's
better.
crazy. He got really sick because then I think I think that was in between Batman. So like he was really big, if I'm not mistaken.
He was
Casey.
like beefy, yeah.
He was huge. He bulked up for Batman, then did Machinist, dropped all that weight, and then bulked right back up.
Yeah, man.
So he was really sick. I
I
mean,
know-
obviously, even if he
Oh.
just got down for
This is good to get into one of our topics. I remember Jared Leto. Remember it was the Mark David Chapman movie. I think it was called Chapman. I believe the name of the movie was. It was about the guy who killed up John Lennon. John Lennon. Jesus Christ. John Lennon was the guy who shot that fella. He is he got fat for that role. But like I don't think like he got like I guess as fat as Mark David Chapman, I assume.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Hold on, let me look it up. But he got chubbed up for not like he got fat for Chapman and Chappelle Show. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's awesome too.
Chapman. Hold on.
Avery said not in between Batmans, it was before Batman Begins. Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
Jared Leto. Yeah, look.
Oh,
See how fat he got?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up on the other
Wait,
side.
that's not prosthetics?
No, he got fat. So that he got fat for this shitty movie about Mark David Chapman. I don't know if you could probably see it on the high def camera right here.
Yeah, a
I don't
little
know if
bit
you can see it
better.
on Instagram, but he got super fat for that movie about Mark David Chapman, and then what was it? I think it was Dallas Buyers Club. I don't know if that was that close. There's some story of that as well. It
Yeah.
was during his
Either
time.
way, he dropped that weight.
No, but it was during his time in what was his band? 30 Seconds to Mars. It was during that time, and he like dropped all that weight real quick right after the role, and ended up giving himself cellulitis, which is like a it's kind. I think my mom has it. I don't know. It's like a weird disease that like it's like fucked up. Actually, let me look that up too. If I'm gonna look up Jared Leto fat, I might as well look up what the fuck he had.
Yeah.
Cellulitis. I think I even spelled it right. Nope. Cellulitis is a common, potentially serious bacterial skin infection. The affected skin appears swollen and red,
Yep.
and is typically painful and warm to the touch. Cellulitis usually affects the skin in the lower legs, but can occur in the face, arms, and other areas. Swelling. So,
Yeah.
what is the main cause of cellulitis? Cellulitis is usually caused when bacteria enters a wound or area where there is no skin. What?
Where there's no skin. The most common bacteria.
Like an open wound.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like it
So why do
and the cause of cellulitis includes
what does it have to do with being fat?
strep. Well, probably because the way your skin reacts.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe him, like his skin was stretched. He gained weight so quickly that his skin didn't get a chance to stretch properly. So then it was breaking.
Yeah.
And then bacteria got in it, and then it just
More-
escalated from there. I don't know.
More like 30 pounds to Mars. Very good, Avery. I like that pound. That's a good pound, my friend. Pounding off hard, Avery Quinn. We got everybody pounding off and again, if anybody wants to join through Instagram Live, don't forget you can ask to join. It's kind of like calling into a show because the video of the Instagram is taken down later on and only returns on YouTube as well as Facebook. So, or it's already here on Facebook, but if you want
It'll
to,
stay.
you can, or you can just pound off. Don't forget at Baby Mermaid Productions on Facebook as well, or sorry, on Instagram as well as YouTube. I am. Oh, so Jared Leto got cellulitis. That's what the connection was. We watched that movie with him and Denzel, or we started watching.
Yeah, we got to finish it.
What was
I
that
fell
called?
asleep. It was The Little Things.
The Little Things.
What were your thoughts?
I don't know. So I had quite a few takes, and I still don't know if I like it or don't.
I like it.
Okay. So I like it in the sense don't you like how I start the sentence? I start my review by saying I don't know if I like it or not. But here's the thing that I do like about it. Let's say that.
Okay.
It does remind me of a 90s drama.
Yeah.
Like straight up procedural drama.
Yep.
I think there's a big twist coming.
Yep.
A big weird twist. It's got our boy from Queen that we've talked about on GDP before. The guy that I call Rodney by accident, that I think is Rami.
Uh-huh.
And then I think I said Romney.
Uh-huh.
Like,
you did.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm learning.
You're doing great.
We're here for education. Yeah. You know? Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to be a bad person. but it's got that dude. So let me just say the first thing I liked about it was the fact. Let me compliment sandwich. Right.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
I like it because it reminds me of the movies that I used to watch when I was younger that I was probably too young to watch.
Yeah.
And
Denzel just really makes that.
He brings that home.
Yeah. Watching him was just like, oh, just seems comforting.
This is gonna be
feels like home.
Rami's accent is dog shit. I hate his voice. I haven't gotten used to it. He talks like he's clenching his teeth all the time.
I think he is.
Why is he clenching his teeth?
I think he's trying not to, because his mouth was so big for Queen. That he's like,
I want to break free.
He's trying to,
and now he's just like, I will catch this murder right now. He just sounds like a fucking dog growling the whole time.
Yeah. No, that does it does take me out of it every once in a while where I'm like, why is he talking like that? Is that how? But I've never seen interviews with him, so like I don't know.
I don't know how he talks.
Right. Like
but
I don't know
he's
his
British.
natural.
I think he's naturally British.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
I think he has a British accent, and then also
that makes a little more sense of why it's
hold
kind
on. Let me
of
just
weird.
look up. I'll look maybe an interview with him. Interview.
Yeah.
With Rami.
A vampire.
Oh, perfect. He's the only person named Rami. Terrific.
Oh, look at that face.
I don't want to do anything with music.
Well, might
Let's
be
see
hard.
here. This might be hard. You're right. All right. With that, no free ads. Not for here.
No free.
Not on here, buddy.
ads.
Discusses his Freddie Mercury transformation.
Okay.
So maybe he'll give us a couple voices on this. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll find out after this
want
fucking
to
ad.
break free
For a car that I'm never gonna want. I probably won't. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That's a nice car.
It is a nice car, but I think it's just
you know
a
what,
lot
guys?
of work.
Hey, good job. I might buy that car. I don't want to hear Jimmy Fallon talk.
Why?
Boy, he's talking a lot, isn't he? Here we
Dude,
go.
this is, I mean, look, this is you right here. This is supermodel actor in the Middle East.
Yes.
Here we
They
go.
never
If
had.
ever I was going to be on the GQ, it would be the GQ Middle East.
Okay, so that is kind of how he talks, I
Yeah,
guess.
it is.
So do more with your voice.
Do just a little bit more.
Okay. I mean, anything to happen when I click. There you go. We're happy about it.
Look like you don't
That's
look
Jimmy
like Freddie
Fallon.
Mercury to me. I wouldn't
didn't
cast
think
you.
I didn't think so either. Yeah.
Then when you see this movie,
I didn't
guys,
think
look at
so
this.
either. I didn't think so either.
He doesn't sound British.
Yeah, is he Irish?
Side by side.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you know? When he's in a Hollywood movie, he looks exactly like him. You can check that out. That's the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon featuring Rami Malek on YouTube. But no, I don't think he sounds.
But it is similar to his natural.
Yes, it is closer to his regular voice, I guess. Mr. Robot
Yeah.
rules for the record.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I heard that was a really good show.
I don't know, man. I have had less than zero interest in checking that out, but I have heard a lot of people suggest that to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I feel like it's like a Black Mirror type of thing where it's
I don't know. I was into Black Mirror.
yeah.
Right?
From what some of the people that did watch it, why I haven't gotten into it, super into like conspiracy stuff. So again, I don't know. That could be just me judging.
But so I wasn't in love with his voice in the thing, but that's just a weird I wouldn't bring it up if it didn't throw me off. Like it's a weird thing that like legitimately threw me off a little bit. And then I feel like Mr. Robot was a fun show. Casey's liking it too. So maybe, I mean, who knows? Not that Ron is wrong.
Where can we watch
But Casey,
that? Yeah, he's from California. He's not British.
Really?
He's from Torrance, California. Yeah. I
What
was like,
the
he does
fuck?
not have a British accent.
He kind of sounded British there.
I didn't think so at all. That's why I had to look it up.
Hey, dorks.
Hey, dorks.
Wow, that's really mean, John. How dare you? John Montag's here, pounding off hard right off the bat. Kevin Broches is here. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
So he just has like I'm not going to say silly, but it's different. He has a unique voice.
It just sounds like he's just like clinching onto something with his
But I
teeth.
think he does have I don't know. I don't know that much. I've like seen headlines of
It's
stuff
crazy.
that he did have the extra teeth like lead singer of Queen. Why can't I think of his name?
Freddie Mercury.
Yes,
They just
Freddie
said
Mercury.
it.
I know. I'm sorry. Into space. But he has like a similar condition.
Yeah.
So maybe
too many
that's
teeth?
why. Yeah. So maybe that's why his
Wow.
speech is a little different.
Way to fucking audition. You know what I mean? Honestly, you give yourself a condition just to audition for fucking Freddie Mercury, and then you get the part, and then it just is okay. You know, it's an okay movie. That's a good movie. It's okay. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And this one too, I don't know if I like Rami Malek. I just don't know if I like, and like so much so that his performance was so distracting to me.
Yeah.
That he has like, it threw me off. So,
Yeah.
and then Jared Leto, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I know this is supposed to be a compliment sandwich. This is more like a compliment Big Mac. There's going to be like bread, and then there's going to be another,
okay.
you know,
All right.
and then-
Yeah.
So, Denzel Washington doesn't seem to want to act with anyone else in that movie. If you notice, every time he's in a scene with another person,
He leaves.
he's like literally not acting. Like, I don't know if that's acting, but it looks like he's, and this is also the first time I ever have noticed how fucking old Denzel Washington is.
Yeah.
He looks old as fuck. I think they're doing it for the movie. Like, they didn't like
yeah,
make
he's
him
an
look,
older guy. Yeah.
He's supposed to be
yeah, for sure.
but this movie is not good. And if this was supposed to be in theaters, it was never supposed to be in theaters. This was another
It
movie
is
that they
going
were
into
like,
theaters, but they're waiting. They released it on HBO first. That's what they're doing right now. Is there's a lot of movies that will be in the theaters, but they release it for a short period, like Wonder Woman 80 or whatever that one was. That went it went into theaters, but they had it for a short period of time that you're able to watch it on HBO.
So apparently, I didn't know this actually.
I didn't either.
John's pounding off pretty hard here. He said they say Torrance is the Little Britain of California, so that's kind of the accent. That's where that comes from. And then apparently, when we were explaining Denzel's acting style, that's just Zell being Zell.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that John was not casual with him, or he knew him at that personal of a.
Yeah.
He had a nickname for him and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but. Are the movie theaters dead? I don't think so. Like, I don't think movie theaters.
Regal is. AMC is still.
I didn't they Bitcoin them, or what did that? They stock them, or they do all that stocks on them?
I'm not sure.
They do the stocks in them, and they say that they're back now.
Oh, I don't know. I was told they were done.
Oh, well,
but
I don't know.
Things change.
But the idea is gonna be back. Like, it's gonna be like, let's say movie theaters in general.
They'll
like,
just
they
be
go
giant
away.
theaters, and the seats will be spaced out more.
Like, they'll be like beds or couches, and it'll also kind of be an orgy. So
Okay. You can rent out a whole theater. Yeah. And it's like,
oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. You can do it for like $100.
Did they Bitcoin them? Yeah, I think they Bitcoin them. I think no, there was I think AMC was in the group of GameStop and all those things. I thought they were in that group, but that doesn't actually save them, but it just gives them a lot of money right now. But I think what's going to happen is, like, if I would have to predict anything with the movie theaters, like, if the major chains go, they'll go, and then there may be like a couple left over, like special places, like standalone ones or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Independent.
Yeah, well, I'm saying independent ones, but like also probably shitty ones. Also, I wonder, like, I'm sure sex theaters, like nudie theaters, are still going to exist, because like they were always gross.
Yeah.
No, like that was always a health hazard. So I think they'll go away, but then eventually, like, there'll be like a thing where, like, let's have a viewing party, let's have a thing, and like then they'll like, and it'll get more and more formal to the point where they're like, oh yeah, these are just theater, like they're gonna just do theaters again. And when we're old people, we're gonna be like, yeah, we had those already. Those are called fucking movie theaters.
Yeah.
They're gross. You're gonna hate them in a couple years because they're gonna get sticky and no one's gonna clean them. So like it's like I think it's a cyclical, right? Is that right?
I don't know,
Like
but it sounds right.
They'll die.
It comes full
and it
circle.
comes back, and it'll die, and it'll come back, and it'll die.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is like,
it'll evolve into, like, at this point they were recliners.
when
it was like a restaurant that you have, like, there were ones in Florida that it was a legit, like, a lazy boy, and you have servers and you can have like whole meals. So they were, starting to evolve in that way. So I'm sure it'll come back and it'll be different, or drive-ins will be popular again.
yeah, I think
They'll start with those.
I just think there's a thing like, are there any movie franchises worth looking forward to or going out to see? Yeah, like Star Wars, dude. The fact that they're putting out Star Wars movies every other year or whatever, like at that clip, and that's the key, I feel like, to like the big dumb stupid movies that you already know are going to happen. Like, if you want the experience of going out and enjoying a thing, it's like, that's what
But
it
I
is.
feel like everybody would way prefer to do it at home, and especially
No.
with Star Wars.
No. I fucking think Marvel movies at this point are fucking useless. I think they're stupid. I don't really like them. But the ones that I do like to watch or do enjoy, like, let's say, let's not say Marvel movies. Let's say, in this case, like superhero movies. but like Deadpool.
Mhm.
Deadpool's fun to see in theaters because it's loud. There's a lot of action. There's big, cool special effects,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I don't necessarily I don't enjoy it more at home, but I would like to go see like a band. Like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
buy this album and listen to this album a million times, but like I want to go see it like where I have no knowledge of it. Like, I don't know, where I have no control over it. Like, I'm at the whim of this. It feels more like a live event.
Yeah.
I
an
have discovered
experience.
something about myself through this whole pandemic. The only media that I seem to really truly enjoy is a live or one take medium, like sports in a
Mhm.
lot of cases, like sporting events, live streams, and or podcasts. Like that seems to be the thing that I really thrive or I enjoy watching or that
Yeah.
I would look forward to. So like the fact that live hockey is back, I'll just turn on a game that of two teams I don't even give a fuck about
Yeah.
and just have it on because I like the fact that it's happening right now.
Mhm.
Like that makes me feel connected to other parts of the world and makes me feel like it's not as weird that we've been so isolated this long.
Yeah, that
That
makes
other
sense.
things are happening right now.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not doing anything, there are things that are happening.
Right.
That's why I enjoy doing live streams as well. It's like it's there's a bit of it that is finite. Like that's like the fact that you can't have your opinion shared on the show after the stream is done. But in this part, like everybody part of that's listening or following the show live is part of this live event, whether
Right.
you're
Right.
you're pounding off or not.
contributing to it. Yeah. Yeah.
So like I've done that a couple times where I'll listen to like the live feed of Jim and Sam, and then I'll like later on in the week I'll go, oh, let me catch up on episodes if I haven't listened, and I'll start playing an episode. I'll be like, this one, I listened to this live in the moment. I
Mhm.
heard that funny moment happen live. That was
Yeah.
really cool. That I was not that I was a part of it.
Right.
I had nothing to do with it, but I was a part of it in the sense of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. Like so, I do appreciate that aspect of it. We got a ton of pounding off here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it sounds off. Dom.
Sounds
What?
right.
Oh, sounds right.
Because you said the sync whatever, and I said I don't know, but it sounds right.
1917 theaters.
In the
So
theaters.
in the theaters. Then you read it. Go for
Yeah,
it.
1917 in the
Yeah.
theaters was so good in theaters that it is almost totally different movie than watching it at home. We watched it at home. We did not go see it in the theaters, and I thought it was an excellent movie. But I'm sure that was a war movie like that. Like there are movies that I think are way better in theaters. You have a better experience.
Oh,
I'm just like,
speaking of, that was one shot.
yes.
1917. That was the year we couldn't think of the other day.
Yeah.
We
said
said
1919.
You said 1941. You're like, oh no, that wasn't a comedy. You're like, what the fuck? They were talking about it on
Yeah.
Never Not Funny. Sorry,
Yeah.
I interrupted your thought about 1917.
Yeah.
About
But
seeing it in theaters.
It was a very good movie, but there are movies that you have to, I feel like, are way better, obviously, in theaters. But at the same time, like, it's ridiculously expensive to go to a movie. And then, like, all those superhero movies, obviously,
Yeah.
kids love those. So to have it with Disney and like have it on Disney Plus and be able to see that from home,
Yeah.
that's a way better. And then you don't have to lug your kids into a theater and like hopefully they're quiet and don't like sit and watch the movie. It's just I think it's way better, and people probably have hooked up their entertainment.
Oh, I was like
because they are at home, they're probably like, oh, let's get let's splurge. I mean, I would love to have a home theater.
Yeah. I mean,
that would be ideal. Like, to pause, go to the bathroom, you can eat whatever you want.
I don't understand this thing about like pausing, going to the bathroom, all this shit. Like I don't know. Like this is coming from somebody who is a heavy pisser.
12:30. We'll see.
Well, honestly, I got some backup today, but just in case, this is gonna be me. 12:30, I'm gonna be pissing and a farting right downstairs, and hopefully I make it. But I for some reason, I don't know, maybe if it's because it's further away from coffee later on in the afternoon or evening, but I don't seem to. And if I do, I get
No,
some,
I know.
I get
Yeah.
I get a little pep in my step.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Or there's apps for this. There's apps for like. How dare you?
Yes,
How
there are
dare
apps
you?
for it.
You greedy pissers! How dare you? Oh, I have to piss. Pause. And then like so now I'm in my home theater also, and also now what the fuck? The movie stopped. Hey, and I got to start shouting at the projector because I don't have to piss right now. That's the thing. Is home theaters are nice, but like if you have to piss, like you better book it, lady.
Yeah.
Get in there and piss. I don't stop the movie when I go to do things. Also, I don't usually care. I'm not very
Right.
invested in a lot of movies we
Yeah.
watch.
No, I'm like, I need a pause, please. I need to see every second of it.
Okay, so not the best raving review, but for the movie last
And
night, you did happen to fall asleep.
Yes,
So
but
that's going to happen a lot
it
more
was a
at home than it
2-hour
does in theaters.
Yes, that's true. It was 2-hour long movie, and
and it was at the end of a very busy day.
right, and it was like 10:40 at night. So that is way past this chica's bedtime.
Even on vacation.
More so on vacation.
Wait, sorry, hold on. I want to make sure I get this in. Kevin Brocious, this is now live. Exactly. See, he's just saying that. He said that earlier, but I'm saying it right now. So if he's watching this later, he's getting it now.
Yeah.
Now. But yeah, you fall asleep during movies all the time.
Yeah.
You don't fall asleep live.
Well,
in the theaters, right?
I have done that before,
Uh-oh.
and I'm like, stay up. You just spent $75 to see this movie. You can't fall asleep in it.
You're
like
invested. You're invested.
You gotta stay awake. But then that's all I'm thinking about, and I'm not consuming. I don't know. I do love going to the movies. That is one of the things that we would do when we didn't have anything to do. We're off today. Let's go see a movie. And we would see it at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So there's no chance of me falling asleep. I think it's just going to evolve. Like it's just going to be a little different. And for us, it's 2 people. We talked about it one of the last episodes. We bring in our own popcorn, but I can just see it from the other perspective of how expensive it is. And people don't, if they have a family, it costs $200 to go see a movie.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, a lot of times I don't like peeing at the theaters because they don't like it when I pee in the sinks. It's weird to me, but it was always a nice, oh, speaking of peeing, we've had incidents lately of somebody pissing in our bed. Not either one of us.
Yeah, wasn't us.
Third person is just walking. No, it's one of the cats. I don't know which one of the cats it is.
Behavioral.
I don't like it because I don't know why, but I was thinking pissing. Then I was also thinking popcorn, and sometimes piss smells like popcorn. So you know what I mean? Like it's yours doesn't smell like popcorn sometimes. Okay, so we'll look into that. Another thing to put on the doctor's list. Sometimes
it smells like coffee a lot.
Yeah, coffee a lot, but sometimes popcorn, and sometimes Chinese food. But I would enjoy the times. I realized this when we got Stanley, and I remember the times when we had kittens in the house, and we would always not have. They'd say like to have piles of clothes and have things laying on the ground, because they would they would always say they mistake it for.
Well, it's a soft, that's what they look for, is
just somewhere
something like they can kind
good. I
of
have to go to the
dig,
bathroom
and
here.
it's soft.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but now it's happening in the place we sleep.
Yeah.
And
it happened once, right?
Twice.
At
least twice that I know of. So unfortunately, there's bedwetting all throughout the George household. Apparently, Pat's not the only one with the weak bladder in this house.
Yeah.
Weak bladder Pat has passed it on to his young boy.
I think it's
him.
I think it's our old girl. I think
you think so?
Like, get this fucking cat out of the house, or I'm gonna pee on your bed. I think she's done with him.
Honestly, what I thought, because that was my first instinct. My first instinct was to think it was her.
Yeah.
But then, and I really legitimately thought, what are some of her favorite places, and I was gonna piss on those. I would legitimately. Do you want to know that I was in a weird place dealing with this piss thing. I was
Yeah.
like, how do we handle this? And my first instinct was animalistic, and I was like, I'm gonna piss on your stuff. How
Yep.
about that?
Yep.
But I didn't,
Good.
because it wasn't 12:30. If she would have caught me 12:25, whoa, man. If I would have been like, oh, there's piss on my bed, guess what? You're getting the full load, and it's gonna stink. But it's my house too.
Right.
I can't do this. Like, I
Yeah.
can't just piss in her bed and have her only deal with it.
Yeah.
She'll just get back at me somewhere else. It's gang warfare here.
It's anarchy.
Don't get caught in the crossfire. Why do you think I'm wearing the yellow bandana today? So maybe it's karma for my sink pissing. Maybe
maybe
it's something. Maybe one of you motherfuckers got into her head.
Yeah.
But get out
Voodoo
of
magic. They're doing
yeah,
something.
whatever you're doing to my cat. Stop telling her to piss in my bed, because I don't like it.
No.
But when I don't mind peeing at the movies as much because of those apps or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do miss. So like I personally would be okay with them fully coming back the way they were. I don't need anything different, but I don't mind them evolving as well,
Yeah.
because it's all about, it was mainly about our evening. I think that was the thing that is nice. So one thing that happened just recently that I cannot wait to share is a place that usually is a stop on the evening, right? So and you call it an evening or you call it a night out because it's a fucking fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
And that's because usually the restaurants nearest to the movie theaters that we would go to, at least back in Florida and even kind of around here, are usually around like more expensive, even though it may be faster food or like less, quality food.
Right.
There was BJ's
Mhm.
by Parkside Mall,
Yep.
Chili's we would go to a ton,
Applebee's.
Applebee's, again, nothing, but those are things where you could drop like, 30 $40 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it would be that, and then on top of that it would be then there would be the movies.
Right.
So by the end of the night we're spending fucking $100.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And we're packed full of carbs. We're just stuffed full of carbs and soda. And so I would go so one of the places we would go a lot of times was Five Guys.
Yep.
Which again, not super duper expensive, but I mean, by the time you get a couple burgers, some fries and drinks, it's like close to $30. Like, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's like 20 something bucks.
Yeah.
I actually, it's funny, I don't have the fucking receipt on me, but we were there yesterday. This was, we have barely eaten out really during the pandemic, literally in the literal sense.
Yeah.
And a couple times, I think we went to Primanti Brothers.
That was the first thing we did.
Right.
That was the first time we had eaten out in over, like a year.
Right.
And that wasn't bad, but I think that's the only time we haven't eaten anywhere.
Was it?
Yeah, we haven't gone to eat. I mean, we've done takeout.
Wow. Okay, so this is the second
It's
time
still-
we've eaten out in like since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, so yeah. So that makes this story even more special.
Yeah.
We went to Five Guys. We order our I usually have to have her order because I forget what it is all the time. We're that couple where I'm like I do to her at Starbucks what most couples do, like most men do to their girl at like at what did I say?
You said that
Starbucks?
wrong.
Yeah, Five Guys that most guys do at Starbucks.
At Starbucks.
Because I just go in there, I'm like, what? I don't know, what is it? You say it, and that's what is it? say it?
A double bacon cheeseburger with raw onions and mayo.
Right, that's it. That's what I like.
That's it.
And then fries, and then whatever.
Cajun fries.
We get regular fries, not even a large one.
Oh,
They
I
give
was
you
like, they're
plenty.
not regular.
Yeah.
Yes, a regular size.
So we get that. Whatever. She goes, all right, I ordered. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I said, all right, don't worry, I'll pay. We settle up. The dude, and by the way, the guy is joking around with the guy that's just got there. The guy at the register is joking around with the guy at the grill when he said 3 patties or whatever they say when they announce it. Like he's like, hey, and he's like, you could have a little enthusiasm. Don't act like you're, what are you just got here, blah blah blah, joking around with him and stuff. And so I was like, oh, he's a pretty funny guy. And then he goes, all right, your order number is going to be 68. And I go, ah. And he goes, what? And I go, almost got it. And he's like, what? And he goes, it's so funny because he goes, what? And he's got a mask on. There's the little window pane thing, but he does kind of come in and he goes, 69. And I go, yeah. I was like, I was one off. I was like, he goes, you always could order a milkshake. And I was like, or a hot dog. So I'll post a picture, most likely in somewhere in the comments or somewhere.
Post on Instagram, yeah.
On Instagram of the official Five Guys receipt with order number 69, which happens, I'm sure, every single day, probably a couple times a day. They probably go through a whole system and starts at 1. We were literally the 69th person in there that day, or the 1 millionth and 69th person. We don't know when it rolls over. Either way, it was very exciting to have a willing participant. Then skip forward a little bit further. I tell you about it. You get a laugh out of it.
Yeah.
But I also get to share with you the fact that I overheard him sharing it with the other dudes that are working behind the counter, and one guy loving every bit of it. They got it. Every person, and they almost, I swear to God, they almost give me a round of applause. Would I have taken it? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look, Talon's here. Yeah, you're back on your old eating ways. That's my boy. Keep eating Five Guys and McDonald's. That's actually we are in rare company right now, guys. I don't know if anybody's watching on Instagram, but you may want to hop over to Facebook because there's a celebrity pounding off in the comments. We have the world's fattest man, Talon, old friend from Florida. He is one of the fattest people I've ever met, and that's saying something.
Hello, Talon.
As one of probably the second. He's had the title for years, and I tried to get it away from him as long as I could. But even at my fattest, he was always way worse than me in every single way. So I appreciate you being here and sharing your insight, buddy. A lot of times there was a deal. A lot of times, and McDonald's that, at least the ones by us, I don't know if they did it nationwide, but you would buy 1 quarter pounder, right? You would get another quarter pounder for a penny.
Yep, I remember that.
So he would let me know about the deal, and when he let me know about the deal, he'd say, "Let's go get some.
Yeah,
we'll split it." Right? Because it's kind of like a coupon.
So does he get the penny?
Yeah, he would oftentimes.
He's like, yeah, let's go. This is a good deal. I'll get the penny
I'll
one.
share, yeah.
You buy full price.
Yeah, I got this one. I got mine. This one's
like
mine.
Talon.
Yeah. So you got the $4.99 one. I ordered this 1 cent one. That's the one that I ordered. Yep. So he's just that kind of person. So no, we're in Five Guys. I ordered a hot dog. And I just appreciate the hell out of the fact
What did he say? You're his.
Oh yeah, he's like, that guy is my hero. That's what I overheard the guy in the cook saying, and I was like, you know what? And he got it. He got it when he handed me the fries.
Yeah.
When he goes he said order 68 and 69. And I went up to the thing, and when he handed me the bag, he goes, I threw in some extra fries for you.
Yeah, you did.
And yeah, they did. Yeah, we actually have like a whole other
bag of fries in the fridge.
Right
we'll heat those up later.
So my comedy is still paying for things for this family, and I just can't help.
And then they wrote on the ticket,
nice.
Like it was a lot of fun, and that was our second experience in a restaurant since the pandemic. That's a pretty good experience,
right? So that led me to this thought. So when I have those experiences, I want to reward it even more. Like I gave those guys a story. I gave those guys a story because they deal with a lot of fucking idiots, I'm sure. They deal with a lot of mouth-breathing morons that go in there and go, can I get 2 pat? Can I say it? Like shit like that. Like, can I say 2 patties? Or can I get a burger with ketchup or something? Some weirdo that just, I'm somebody that puts mayonnaise and raw onions on there, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and cheese and bacon.
But I'm sure they deal with a lot of people that are humorless, that don't have fun, that's not joking around with them, or willing to be informal with them.
Yeah.
But like, this was such a cool thing that, like, imagine if 69 got to like that, the disgusting family that came in after us, that came in, there were the dumb kid that was wearing the mask down here, and like the mom that was just as, just as maskless as him, stuff like that. Like they come in and because remember you said like, oh, 7 patties, damn, like
Oh yeah,
there's
yeah.
3 of them. Wait, 1, 2, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
7 patties.
when they came in, if they got order 69, he would chuckle to himself, like when he said it.
Yeah.
And then he would chuckle to whoever handed it out. Would be like, oh, 69. Haha.
Yeah.
But like they don't feel confident writing nice on the ticket.
Right.
Do
right,
it,
right.
man. Have some fun.
Everybody had fun. Everyone enjoyed that. Yeah.
I wanna in those experiences like not be like lame and go up there and be like, you guys give me
But that's
a wonderful
also the
interaction.
performer in you, like that you love that too.
They're
Like
game.
you got to right. They got your humor.
Yeah.
And you performed in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that was it. Like, maybe I'm
No,
that desperate.
No.
I'm
And I
standing
don't
up on
mean
the
it
tables at Five Guys going like, I'm your hero, right? Order 69.
But it was part of that what's I can't
What?
think of the word.
Neediness.
Yeah. Whatever.
Compulsion.
No.
Anybody got anything in the comments?
I can't validation. No.
Validation. That
I
might
think
be
maybe it might be validation.
Yeah, because people
You're
not
like, yes,
essentially
I'm
applauding
still
me.
funny. Like I still got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had an audience.
My charm.
Yes, he is very charming. He is so charming.
What does that mean?
That's why we've been married so long.
That's why?
Yeah.
Because I'm charming?
Yeah.
You
among other things.
Okay. Yeah, good.
I didn't mean that as a bad thing. I think your charm is
I never know how, because I always assumed that when people were saying that I have charm, that it was a nice way of saying I was a smart ass.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Huh.
Charming is not bad. Charming is it's a compliment.
Charming is not bad. Okay, so again, this goes into what we started the show talking about, body image, like how you feel about yourself. And like I always feel like charming is like this guy with the suit and like the dashing. I'm thinking charming dashing.
Okay.
I'm thinking British, like Rami Malek. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like a charming British guy, like Rami Malek.
Yeah, from California.
From Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is it? Oxford. What was it?
I don't remember.
Hold on, let me get back in the comments here. Find where John was talking about.
Torrance.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, Oxnard.
Yeah, Torrance, California.
Charming is being personable without flirting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, like it's genuine. It's not threatening.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to do that.
Yes.
And I even preface a lot of conversations
That's a great
with
way
women.
to explain it.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Casey, because I try to explain a lot of times when I'm talking to women in particular.
Right.
To say like,
because
hey,
you don't want to
bitch.
come off.
I don't give a fuck about what you look like, or I don't want to fuck you even in the slightest. Like maybe, hey, hold on, let's not even get into particulars. But look, I love your scarf. Excuse me, madam, but your eyes are ravishing and it looks great. But don't even dare think that I'm interested in you, because I am not. That's not a compliment.
No.
But if you just say, with all due respect, I think that's a nice mask you have on, madam.
Mm-hmm.
Covers your ugly face, you
That's
bitch.
Yeah.
You gotta neg them, right? Women, you
that
gotta
compliment sandwich.
you gotta say something nice, something mean, then something nice.
Yeah.
And then
How
they
you
go,
hook 'em.
he seems nice.
Mhm.
Mean,
He's a genuine person.
genuine.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's another thing. When people say you're genuine or you're honest, that's another thing of like, do you kind of just think I'm an
taking
asshole?
that as yeah?
Do you think I'm an asshole? Do I look like a fucking
No,
asshole?
because they would say you're an asshole.
No, because they're not usually as honest. You know, the funniest thing is people that say other people are honest usually aren't honest, which is funny because it's like that's like the one and only true thing that they seem to have actual like good perception with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're very honest. Like it's one of those things of like, yeah, I am. Like maybe, but also I think or not maybe can't always be as honest. Maybe sometimes it's in admiration, not a judgment.
Right. Yeah.
You're honest, and you can be as honest as like I try to be as honest with myself as I am with other people.
Right.
So like if you think I sound like a dickhead to you or saying
That's what
stuff
you do
about
to
other
yourself.
people, yeah, I'm like 10 times that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a conversation they were having. I heard Doug Stanhope was a guest on Jim and Sam recently, and they were talking about that, like comics self-image is like that is kind of a shared thing with a lot of comics, or how they put it, good comics was that kind of like thinking you're a piece of shit or not worthy of whatever, or
because that's why you're on stage trying to get
admiration
or
validation.
validation, because you're searching for it. So
Yeah.
you need other people to give it to you. So that's why you perform.
That's borderline sociopathic. Wait, am I? Wait, the thing I was saying? Uh-oh.
Probably. I don't know.
Well, I think that's most comics are borderline sociopaths.
Yeah.
Or sociopaths.
No, there's a through line with comics. Like it is
non-violent sociopaths.
Like one of the things is that, and it's not every, and I think that's something I've discovered over the years, but for a long time it was daddy issues, like for men and women.
Sandwich.
Oh, the compliment sandwich.
Oh yeah. I have no problem. Okay, so if it's like a non-violent like when I hear sociopath, that's another thing where I go like, oh, you mean like a serial killer? Like, no, it's not always the worst thing.
Right.
This is not the same at all, and I'm not defending what Gina Carano said. I want that to be the preface to this comment. Well, what she said was still even. She got fired.
Yep.
For saying the Disney thing or about being a conservative and whatever.
Right.
But like, it's kind of like that same thing of like, of the compliment sandwich of like, of what she's saying. Like she's sharing her opinion.
Like her opinion is valid because it's her opinion, but the examples you used were so wrong.
Right. And
that you cannot like bring that in.
And like abandonment issues. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, abandonment issues.
Flirting without being personable is sort of sociopathic. No. Well, but without being personable.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the most sociopathic.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing where you're just like, it's like a game. Like I don't like that. I do like making people happy, like to make people's day, especially when it can be in a non-creepy way.
Right.
Like when it can be a way that you can share with other people that are like, oh man, this dude got it. Like, oh, that's great. But like also complimenting somebody without it being misconstrued. You know what I mean? And it's never,
because you feel seen. I think that's like a big thing right now is people don't feel seen. So when you can, call something out specifically, it's like, oh, they see me.
Yeah.
Like, and you're willing to bring it up.
You got somebody coming in.
Who's coming in?
Let's see if it works here.
Waiting.
We'll find out if they're coming
Connecting.
in.
Oh,
there he is. Hey, Ian, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Ian.
What's up, Georges?
How's it going, buddy? How you
Good.
feeling? You look good. I like the beard. The beard looks nice.
Thank you. It's laziness is what it is.
Looks good. I like it.
So I wanted to add two things to the conversation. The first was you were talking about Gina Carano and how she's entitled to her opinion and all that stuff. I read something that I think perfectly summarizes the justification of her firing from The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And it goes like this. When you take a profession like that, your job is to get people to like you.
Okay.
And if you do something or say something that makes people not like you, then you are not doing your job. Therefore, you deserve to lose it.
Right.
So when she went off on her little rant about how Republicans are being treated like Jews during World War II, that pisses a lot of people off and therefore deserved to be fired because she didn't do her job in getting people to like her.
And that's the thing is that my thing was with that is I think the way she worded it was the stupidest thing she could ever say because in a way, the way that it played out completely was the worst possible way it could play out because of the fact that people are soured on her, the fact that they expected, like you said.
But she had other comments too.
Yeah.
That's
like
there was like,
it
kind of built, and then it was like, then you said that, and it was just like, oh, we're done.
But but I feel like the reason.
Like, I'm not.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not saying that she's not entitled to her opinion or that her opinion is wrong. It's that, like I said, what she said pissed off a lot of people, and her job is to get people to want to pay to see her.
Right. And that's the thing. I think the point was and this is a thing that I wanted to to clarify was that, like I said, I don't support what she said, and I don't think what she said was right, and I don't even
Nor do
agree.
I.
Don't agree with her point of view.
Mhm.
But I think the way that this was handled, particularly, was wrong because the fact that she was saying, "I feel like I'm being persecuted." Much like the Jewish people were for having a belief system and people saying that you're wrong and villainizing them. When people heard that, they took the worst case scenario of what she was saying, of saying like, so you're saying that you're being gassed.
Right.
You're saying that you're
Right.
no.
That's not what she was saying.
I'm saying that there's a ton of rhetoric and I'm being censored for my views. And then guess what happens? You're censored for your views.
Yeah.
And then you go, so now you're playing into her fears at the same time by saying, because of your perception of what she said, not saying that you're wrong for that. You can't manage other people's expectations. But that being said, what you're saying is you need to try to help manage people's expectations. And if you don't feel competent in doing that because you're a fucking cage fighter, maybe you should have someone else handle your thing. But that's the thing, is it's a weird circle of freedom of speech, blah, 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 and all this shit. But like, you don't get that when you're a commodity of a corporation.
Right.
But I thought it was excellent.
Star
it was
Wars,
even
Disney,
more
come
ironic
on.
that it was Disney,
Right.
which has been rumored to be one of the most anti-Semitic. And that's why they're like, we got to separate now. Now. Don't even fucking joke about that, Gina.
Like I will sit here all day and defend her right to free speech, but I will also defend that she is not a victim of cancel culture.
Right. Yeah. She done this to herself.
Yes. I
and she was
100%.
wrong. And she was absolutely wrong. Except for the fact that in this scenario, if you want to, she can find a lane here as well as everybody else. And that's the danger in this is the fact that nobody's just having a dialogue about this, and to go, Gina, you're still fired, but we need to not an apology, but we need to find out what the fuck are you thinking. Also, can we scan your brain? Because maybe there's like, I'm serious. Like, you fought Chris Cyborg, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she punches.
Got some CTE going on.
She punches hard. You know, she punches real hard. Like, that's the thing, is like, were we looking at Muhammad Ali when he was active as a fighter, as well as somewhat after, was definitely a spokesman.
Mhm.
But once he lost literally the ability to speak, you know, we weren't like, well, let's get his opinion. They were like at a certain point. So like, that's what I'm saying, is like, just because she has the ability to speak doesn't mean that her opinion should matter to you. And that's the point that we should also try to go, maybe don't let the Disney star be your fucking guiding light. Okay, she feels like she's being treated like Jewish people. Why are you saying that's a bad thing? You know what I mean? But it's because they said during the Holocaust, and you're like, because the worst part of the Holocaust. Well, there, you have to remember, there was a beginning part of the Holocaust too. And that's why being very specific, Gina, is very important. To go, I feel like I'm being persecuted as if I was a Jewish person during the
right.
And you need some qualifiers in there, honey.
Right. But even if she did, it's still, they're going to take those trigger words. They're going to be like, what?
Yeah. You feel like Jewish person, Holocaust? Boo. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Bring Boba Fett back.
Yeah.
And
she was silly.
Didn't Homeboy have some shit too? Like the Mandalorian apparently had some, I didn't know about this. He had some shit, but then he was like, I'm just canceling my Twitter. Fuck it. I'm out.
Yep.
Or he just stopped talking about it. It was something about being, I think it might have been an anti-vax or anti-mask thing, but I honestly don't know. And I don't feel comfortable. It doesn't matter. He knew, like, I'm going to stop. And Gina Carano was like, I'm not going to be silenced. And they're like, okay, bye. And
well, and that's what everyone said. They're like, you can replace the Mandalorian. He's under a helmet. Like, it's so easy to do. And that's why he was like, yep, I'm gonna get rid of this, because they really don't need me. Gina's a little bit harder, but she's not a huge role.
Gina Carano's gonna be fine. She's already booking stuff after that.
Yeah, there's like a movie producer was like, let's do a movie. Like, they've already got a movie deal going and stuff. So
it was Bang Bus, right? He's but wait.
Oh
my God, karma just got me.
That's awesome.
Gina Carano's ghost just got me. No, yeah.
Well,
the Force.
Before I let you guys hang up on me, I just want to do a quick plug of my show for the week, Strong Words with Dean Strong.
Big show.
I have I have an awesome guest this week.
Tell him
One of
about
my favorite movies as a kid was this 1987 box office disaster called The Monster Squad. It was basically like The Goonies, but with Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and the Wolfman instead of a pirate treasure. And I got the star from that movie, Andre Gower, who played Sean, the leader of the Monster Squad, on my show this week.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was it's right up there with one of the most fun interviews I've ever done. Even if you haven't checked out the movie before, which I still suggest you do, it's a really fun listen, a really fun interview, and you can get it anywhere you get your audio podcasts. And just for the stream here, I'm going to give you an exclusive.
Ooh.
Yesterday, I booked an interview for next Tuesday that I'm going to air later on this year. Ian Strong's going to be talking to Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bow, bow, bow.
That guy can talk too. That guy talks a lot.
Yeah, the guy who helped me book it was like, make sure that you're prepared and that you stay calm during the interview. I'm like, I only have to say like 2 questions and the guy's going to go off for 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
That's awesome.
That's
Congratulations.
That's huge.
That is huge.
So you don't know exactly, do you know yet when that, I mean, you're a guy who's booked. I would assume that you're going to push that up a bit.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess right now on the spot, I'd say probably late April, early May is when it's going to air.
John Montag gave you the
old...
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That's
Dude,
so cool.
That is somebody that in my heyday of watching wrestling,
Yes.
and my fandom of wrestling, I was very familiar with, and also
my brother was obsessed.
He was somebody that he always seemed like before I was aware of Sandman. And how crazy that motherfucker is. I thought Diamond Dallas Page was Sandman, and which is weird because like he seemed, even though his character, like I was like, what is his character? His character is just a dude that wears a vest that likes diamonds. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is his character? And then I was like, and initially, and then when I found out he was like, oh, I used to be a bouncer and all this, I was like, oh, that's his character. Bouncer. I don't think bouncers are the most stable people in the world. Sorry. Genuine Pat's here, but I think maybe bouncers maybe a little bit because every single person I've ever known that's bounced has been a fucking live wire.
Well, I've told this story on my show before. I've met DDP before, and it was down in Atlanta where he does where his yoga performance center is located. Yep. And to make a long story short, like he's a little intimidating. Like I'm not easily intimidated. But like he's like 6'3", 6'4", and he stands this close to your face when he talks to you to make you listen. So it was a pretty intense experience, and that's probably how I'm going to start off the interview is just reminding him of the time that we met, because I'm sure he meets guys like me all the time. But and I'm coming at it from a different angle. I want to talk to him more about mental health. As opposed to like, I'm sure the dude gets bombarded with 50 to 100 requests a day to do podcasts.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't want to just do another wrestling podcast. I want to do just another yoga podcast.
Yeah.
I want to come at it from a totally different angle, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to doing it. And I'll let you guys know when I plan on dropping that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can I
I'll put it to you this way. I told Youngblood about it yesterday, right after I booked it, and in all caps, he just wrote, "Let's go."
Dude, it's so weird. I am jealous. I'm fucking like very much honored to hear that for you. But my first reaction was also "let's go." But my very quick second reaction was like, what's his fucking booking info? Because dude,
I'll put it to you this way. I've been working on getting him for 6 months,
and
he's basically doing me a favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely, I'll just tell him I piss in the sink and he'll be in. I mean, I think we're close.
He'll want to interview you.
Yeah. He'll be like, whoa, let me tell me more about it. John said, I definitely have work from home bouncer vibes.
Yes. Well, no, he does have to bounce the kittens.
Yeah.
He's constantly breaking up fights.
Yeah. All the time.
They're pissing on shit.
I'm the cooler.
Oh my God. You are a bouncer.
I'm the cooler. I'm the kitty cooler.
I got to bounce, so I'm going to go ahead and hang up on me.
All right, buddy. See you, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
I don't want to hang up on you now. Please understand this, okay?
Uh-oh. Come on now. Get on now. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Don't forget, you can join in live Instagram at Baby Mermaid Productions. That's basically, you heard it, you saw it here on Facebook, you see it on YouTube. It's like you're calling into the show. That was Ian Strong. Make sure you check out Strong Words with Ian Strong. The dude from Monster Squad is on there.
That's awesome.
I never saw that movie, but you know what? In honor of that,
Came out the year I was born.
really?
I didn't see it.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think Ian's close to, he's in our demo.
Mm-hmm.
He's part of our demo, and or we're part of his demo. Who knows? I'm just excited the fact that I also forgot that I had all that booking info. I got to try to find that again. From get on now. Hey.
No, she wants to say hello. Well, she's gone.
She's gonna. Did you see her almost knock everything over? Here, call her back over if you want. No.
Baby girl.
Chloe's trying to kill everything. Hold on. Let me take the keyboard down before that happens.
No, well, you scared her with the keyboard cleaner.
Get over here. She just looked at me.
Yeah.
What a dick.
She was like, "No, you just like scared me."
So what was I saying right before that? You weren't even listening.
You were gonna look for booking stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
you had
from Camp Anarchy.
Good Voice.
I forgot about that. There was a ton of bands that I wanted to talk to.
There you go. You could do it on what's the what with
What
Andy.
about?
I could never remember what it's called.
It's literally called What About with Andy and Pat.
With Andy and Pat.
And that's the fun. Like I like naming things. All right, there's a couple genuine Pats back.
Oh,
Professional Pat is here, actually. Professional Pat is here. I'm gonna put this away. Look.
Yeah.
That's away. There you go, Chloe. Come on. Yeah, you can. You can come up here.
She's like, I don't trust you.
Professional Pat. What was I talking about? God damn it. It just keeps happening with you. You are literal karma, Chloe.
What's the what?
Oh, there's a lot of things that I'm good at.
What in the Pat and Andy?
There's a lot of things I'm good at. Come on, Chloe.
Okay, there's a lot of good things you're good at.
There's a lot of good things I'm good at. And keeping on track is not one of them.
No, not when there's a cat around.
Yeah. Well, you let me know that she's probably distressed and she wants to say hello to the guests. So,
Yeah, she'll do it. She'll do it when you're not paying attention.
When I don't want her.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm good at production. I'm good at editing. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of humor. Maybe my wit, maybe not the sharpest all the time. Like pretty sharp.
It's pretty good. I think
Pretty
it's
sharp sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot better than me. I'm
So,
not a witty person.
When I name something and I put your name first, it's not just a gesture. It works.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
There you go. All right.
She's like, no, I don't want to be up here.
So
you're proud of
I
that
named
name.
it. We wanted to name it What About with Pat and Andy, or What About.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, well, whose name should go first? And it should always be Andy, because What About with Andy and Pat, the initials for that are WAWAP.
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 Gotcha.
What's a very popular song with the children nowadays?
WAP.
Wet ass pussies. So if we are wet ass pussies, then that's how I think we're gonna get clicks and likes. You know what I mean? Not just the cat footage that we have every show now. Apparently, this is.
I love it. We're in the Caddick. Why wouldn't we have an
is-
appearance of a cat?
This is. Oh Jesus, because she hits our microphones.
Yeah, that's probably.
But yeah, Chloe's here. And
She's here.
so when I was naming that, like I feel like he goes when he made the audio only thing. By the way, What About with Andy and Pat? You can be found on all audio platforms. When he made the artwork for it, he'd put, and anytime he types it, he puts with Pat and Andy.
It sounds better with Pat and Andy.
It does not sound better.
It does.
It's with Andy. What about with Andy and Pat?
I think it's because it's the syllables,
What do you mean?
like Pat and Andy instead of Andy and Pat. I don't know. It just sounds. It
They're
flows
still
better
right
with
next
Pat
to
and
each
Andy.
other.
I know.
It's gonna be his name. We should go Andrew and Pat. Maybe we'll go formal. Andrew and Patrick.
Ugh.
Chloe, what are you doing with the fucking microphone? You want a mic? Get mom.
Yes, she does. Come here.
Give me here.
Come here.
Oh,
Ooh.
is she showing up in high def? There she is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that gorgeous baby. Come on up here now. You guys aren't really seeing her on Instagram, are you? Yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Oh yeah.
She's my little orca. So I feel like she actually did that once where she like whacked it into my face.
I'm sure.
And it was really funny. She's done that so many times where if you ignore her enough times, I've explained this too. If you're not paying attention to her while you're petting her, she oftentimes will attack you.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times where she's
very
jumped on me.
demanding.
Yeah, she's jumped on me, and when I took her off like 2 or 3 times, she just sat down at the foot of the couch, like just at the floor, and I was like, yeah, that's right. When I went to take a sip of my tea, she hopped up again and headbutted my cup and spilled it all over me. So she is
so
a
smart.
vengeful motherfucker.
Hence why I think it's her that has.
She's not peeing on the bed.
Okay.
She would never do that. She would never do that to us because she loves us and our home.
I think she loves us. I think she's pissed off at us that we brought home a kid.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I haven't really noticed that she's upset about it.
No.
Of her losing her voice.
Yeah,
or
her
pissing
losing
all
her
over
voice.
the bed.
Yeah.
So a couple Photoshop ideas for from the show. Kitty cat's pissing on the maybe picturing us. Maybe they think it's a sink. Maybe that's it. Maybe they think our bed is a sink.
Maybe.
Just a total misunderstanding. They've accidentally thought that our bed is a litter box. Hey, get over here. Don't do that. Don't do whatever you're just doing. But yeah, Stanley is going crazy. I feel like it could be Stanley. I think it is Stanley. I think he just doesn't know where to piss quite yet, and he'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
But who knows? I don't know.
We'll see.
So
he's gonna get fixed soon, so hopefully that helps.
Right before the show, we were watching the Britney documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you wanted to pound off about what we watched already, right? How long is it? Is it one documentary? Or is it a show?
Well, I was having such trouble finding it, and everyone said it was streaming on Hulu, and I'm like, I can't find it. Well, it's the New York Times show, and they do episodes. So it's called Framing Britney, but it's just one episode and it's an hour long.
Oh, and they cut it up into 10-minute chunks or whatever.
Well, no, that's just a ton of advertising.
Oh, okay.
Because it's, I don't know, super popular.
It's Hulu.
Yeah, it's Hulu. So I've been hearing a lot about it. Justin Timberlake had an apology to her. He publicly apologized. So did Perez Hilton. He was super big and he was mean to people constantly.
Yeah. That's the thing I
so
love
he
about
apologized to all the things that he did, and so I was just super intrigued. I'm like, what is this documentary? And it was about what is it? I keep saying censorship. It's not censorship. Conservatorship. It's not conservatory. I know. I don't know why I can't say the word.
Conservation. It's all about the turtles, guys. We want to make sure.
But I'm
glad that we're getting so much info from the documentary.
I just don't know how to say it.
I just feel like the thing about it is so flawed that it's just people. I don't believe in any of the. I don't believe any of the apologies because of the fact of they just came. Why did they come out now? Do you know what I mean?
Because it's all because her behavior was strange. It was very strange. And back then we weren't talking about mental health. The big part of it is she just had babies. Mm-hmm. Postpartum is 90, I would say probably 90% of women get it. It's probably higher, but at different variations. And when you think about her level of fame and her situation, that's not a normal situation. Yeah. You're not going to have a normal reaction. I can't imagine the thought of us having a baby and driving it home from the hospital. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Because you have this thing that is so absolutely fragile and this giant thing, and there's people all around you and you can't control it. Imagine walking into a store with your child and hundreds of people are trying to take a picture of you. They're breaking out in fights right next to you because they want to get a picture of you. That's gotta fuck you up when you're already fucked up. Right. A normal type of.
I feel like this is my.
So she lost it.
This is my my problem that I have with the actual because it's the business of it. Like that's what we were talking about the conservatorship or whatever it is,
Mhm.
of like it's the fact that you need, so like they have, somebody has control over her estate.
Well, everything. So there's
over
two
every-
different. There
all the
are
things.
two different ones where there's a person.
Right.
So you are controlled of the body of the person. So whatever happens to them, with doctors, like you're in control of all things of their person. And then there's also of their finances and like their estate. Like she had one, her dad was in control of both
Mhm.
of her person and all of her finances in her estate. So in the last couple years, or maybe I think it was the last couple years, he's no longer her person. So she was able to get somebody else to have a say in that, because the problem is it's one of those things that's really hard to get out of.
Yeah.
Because it's your mental well-being. Like, so somebody could say, well, she's not stable enough to make these decisions. So to get it retracted
Right.
is really difficult, and you really have to prove without reasonable doubt or whatever.
And that's the thing, is like you have to prove to people that you're
Sound
back,
of mind.
you're back to normal, you're okay to do whatever, you're fine, you're good to go. And like, even though you were the only person that put yourself in that thing, I feel like she is, and I made this observation downstairs, she's a fucking orca. Like she's literally an orca born in captivity, and she doesn't know how to survive on her own anymore.
Right.
It's not that she's not a bad mom, it's not that she's anything, but she's literally no spoilers, but I feel like it's more like a scenario. She needs a scenario
very
much like
far
the
removed
boys,
from
like the
reality.
boys scenario.
Right.
She needs that. She needs to go just to, she should, honestly, what she should have been doing, and what would have been more beneficial to her, because not saying that she's necessarily at the level of celebrity as like Michael Jackson or Elvis or anything like that. I don't know.
She's pretty up there.
Okay, but you say pretty up there, but
yeah, I would say right along with them.
Okay. So I'm saying literally, not just you in your opinion. I'm saying like in a situation of like you think she's as big as them.
Yeah.
But that's she was doing a resident. I don't know. I know that Elvis did Vegas shows and probably did
I don't know if they did residencies back then, did they?
Yeah.
Is that how?
I think I'm not sure actually.
Yeah. But she had the biggest residency in history.
Mhm.
So she would beat Elvis if you're going to go off of that. I don't know. It was like the most profitable, or like it was huge. The most successful.
Keep talking. You're still there.
I know.
Everything's still happening.
So yeah, I think it's a difficult thing to I don't think they should have done it permanently. If you wanted to do it open-ended and say, okay, listen, she's having a breakdown, a lot's happening, there's lots of life changes, somebody needs to support her. Okay, that's fine. But also, why did it have to be her dad? When you look, what the documentary really talks about is he wasn't involved in really any part of her career. So why did you give him the keys to the castle?
Right.
And a lot of things, and from the people that were close to her, he was very, like would make comments like, she's going to make me a ton of money, or like whatever. Like it was always about the financial aspect of everything. So then to give him free reign of it, it's really odd.
Britney Spears is 49th on the list of 50, and
what is it, just popularity, or what is it?
This is best-selling musical artist of all time.
Okay.
So, and Elvis, and Michael Jackson. I mean, I clicked back. So do that. Oh, now go back now. Go on back now. I said now. You see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I clicked it. Okay. Now. There we go. So it was number 1, the Beatles. Number 2, Garth Brooks. Number 3, Elvis. Number 4, the Eagles. Number 5, Led Zeppelin. Number 6, Billy Joel. And number 7, Michael Jackson.
So that's all album sales.
Right. And Britney Spears coming up right behind him at 49.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying is like, I thought maybe she was, I don't know. So now we see where she was and where they are.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is like that level of stress that she was receiving, like the focus that she was receiving,
Yes.
should be reserved to this list, because these people can afford to buy whole fucking plots of land and mansions,
But this is also
where they
the
can hire
start.
people to leave them the fuck alone.
Right. But this was the start of paparazzi too.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
It
to the
absolutely was
extent.
not.
Well, it wasn't.
No, Diana, Princess Diana.
Right.
10 years before that, at least she was fucking stocked down for
Right,
that.
right.
Like that's the thing is the point is, like, we all know all this shit about Britney. Why? Like, she's a fucking performer. Why the fuck do we know all this personal shit about her? And the fact that people that think that they're doing good now by still sticking their nose in her business is not helping. There are people that fucking started their own podcast. Hey, Gross Domestic Podcast, check it out. They started their own podcast just about her Instagram. And then when her Instagram dried up and they ran out of content, they said, we need to stage a protest and we need to have this thing. It's a fucking hashtag activism bullshit that they don't actually care about her. This is just continuing to use her for your gains. What the fuck is going on here? Like, I don't think that they actually want what's best for her, because what would be best for her is if she was just able to, if you just let her be. The legal shit is the legal shit. She needs help with that. Sure. But well, like, what the fuck what is actually happening as far as people just going hashtag free Britney? Hashtag free Britney. Now we have a documentary where documentaries are just another narrative where they're just saying all this shit. And now all of a sudden Justin Timberlake for treating her like shit, other people for treating her like shit in this climate right now, nobody's catching any of that bullshit. All of the attention has been just focused on getting her out of this thing that she put herself in so she could look for her, or she could visit her kids, and everything's on the up and up legally, but it is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, so it shouldn't be hashtag free Britney. Who else is stuck in this? Who else is stuck in a conservatorship that was forced into anything like this, that has no will to do this, or has no ability to get out of it, that isn't getting help? That should be the fucking, if you actually want to be an activist, stop the thing. You know what I mean? Because that's something that they touched on.
It can be a very necessary thing. But the problem is the whole issue is, I think, is that it's her dad, and that nobody trusts him. They don't understand.
The only guy not in the documentary, by the way.
And she is the one that is saying, I don't want him in control.
Right.
Like, and that's where everyone's saying, like, why can't, clearly she's sound enough to make $1 million a week performing in Vegas, but she's not sound enough to say, listen, I just want somebody else to control my money. Like, I just want this bank. I want this bank to control my money. I don't trust this person. I am making that money. It's my money. She gets 1.5% of that. And she just says, I want somebody else to do it. And they're like, well, you're not sound of mind. So you don't get to choose that.
That's the documentary. What is going on with conservatorships or whatever?
Right. No,
that's the thing,
definitely.
because
it's
otherwise,
just a danger. It really is dangerous, where I can see it is necessary.
And not to mention all the fucking hindsight. These assholes that have this Instagram fucking podcast about Britney Spears' Instagram or whatever are the same assholes that were probably buying those fucking magazines and reading those fucking stories. Dave Holmes was definitely one of those people. That he's somebody that's in the documentary. Perez Hilton or whatever the fuck.
Paris Hilton was in it as
Paris
well.
Hilton, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, those people were all people that were like, when that was profitable, that was the story. Okay, well, let's learn about Britney. Let's talk Britney. Let's have a Britney interview. Let's do whatever. And let's
but I think
bother.
that was the
now
point.
It's like, what happened to Britney?
They're trying to set it up of like, of course she had a breakdown. Look at what was happening around her. Look at all these people that were were mean to her, and she had a public breakup, and she was victimized, like she was made to be the bad person. So it makes sense that she kind of had an explosion, but wouldn't all of us? Why does it now forever her right to make any decision is taken away? That's not fair.
So the title of the documentary is Celebs. They're people just like us.
Right.
Which is a tabloid
And I
headline.
think that's something, and I think that in the last probably 5 years has kind of been more of a conversation that celebrities, because everyone's like, well, that's their job, that's what they want, like they want us to take pictures, they want us to infatuate with them, they were looking for fame, but only in the last probably 10 years has it been really personal, whereas before it used to be you got to be Elvis and got to go behind closed doors and people respected your privacy. But lately that's not what they want to know. They want to know like the person, but then they criticize the person and they can't separate work and personal. And
yeah, I mean that
it's a lot to manage, and I think everybody just needs to give everyone grace and understand that you don't know, just because this is a famous person, a celebrity, you don't know them.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going through.
But
you don't know the family dynamic.
But that's the same thing that like I don't want to watch a documentary about some person dealing with all this horrible shit, or all like, to me all that documentary is the same fucking gossip that you guys are saying in that documentary was so harmful to her. So what are you doing?
But then she came out publicly saying thank you for the informed information. Like, thank you for the support with the informed fans. And like it said it very specifically, because I think that is causing the courts to it causes
I hate it.
A movement type of thing.
Hey, stop that.
But yeah.
I feel like it. Okay, so Elvis legit married a child and was still loved by everyone. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like it's a matter of in the sense where you have, hold on, I saw Ron say something earlier. Avery and Ian are talking shit about tips. Any conversation of Garth that doesn't include Chris Gaines isn't even a real Garth conversation. That's very very hard pounding there, Ron. Premium Ron pounding off hard. And Toxic is a great pop song. I don't know any other Britney songs.
Oh, you do?
Yes, you do. Shut up. But it's one of those things that I feel like but okay, this is it's again, it's the hashtag activism.
Right.
It's the thing of like, we want this thing to be better. Well, and so the person who was, so I guess that's my point, is that's where it comes down to, is it just seems like a shared perspective of 2021 energy of coming off a Donald Trump presidency of, let's just fucking get the dad out of control. We need the dad out of here. Okay. He is the only problem. He is the problem. Okay. She's not a problem. She's never been a problem. And even, okay. So yeah, she went crazy, and yeah, she was driving with her baby on her lap, but I mean, that doesn't even fucking matter. Okay. So like, it's everybody has turned into the leave Britney alone girl or guy, or I don't want a gender, whatever that person or that entity that was on film or digital. I can't even do it. I've done it. I'm canceled now. It's over. I feel like everybody has turned into that person when like, okay, but you're still tweeting about it. You're still fucking like, you didn't watch that so that you could help her. You watch that because you want a dish, bitch. You want to fucking read another tabloid. It's like, that's our, like, the reason the similarities are there between Diana and her is because of the thing of like the paparazzi, in that sense of just grinded her down to nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing of like, I'm not victim blame. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm just saying, if you want her left alone, leave her alone. Stop reading about her. Stop tweeting about her.
But that hasn't helped her. Like that's been the thing is
Donate to her personally, or like to her cause personally. That's the thing. And getting the
like they're
information out
saying
there.
like she's closed off, like people can't even reach her. She doesn't have, and that's why they said the Instagram was subliminal messaging because she's that controlled. So nobody can help her. And that's why they're saying like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's whatever hashtag activism, and then maybe the right person will be like, hey, that is a little strange, let's look into this. Is there any legitimacy in this? And they went to court. She won in the sense that the dad is not completely off, but the bank is now. So the bank and the dad now have control of the estate. So now she's kind of got a third party that will hopefully, if something fishy is going on, that they'll be like, we don't think that's, there's a little bit more conversation. It's just not one person.
Mhm.
The other thing with the whole thing, she pays for all of it. So she's paying for her dad's lawyers that are fighting her, and she's paying her lawyers to fight them.
Yeah.
So she is fitting the bill. Like she's like attacking
okay.
herself.
I think a better comparison is actually Britney Spears and Dave Chappelle. Britney Spears
Yeah.
and Dave Chappelle both have the same type of they just have essentially, and it's very funny that it was Dave Chappelle was a part of that controversy as well, because he had a bit about the Me Too movement
Mhm.
that he was joking about, called it buyer's remorse or whatever,
Yeah.
somebody and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, and then you do another fucking bit about how you say, I'm being fucked out of more millions because you don't get the thing that the contract that you signed. Yes, it was
Right.
ill advised. Yes,
right,
it was,
right.
but you hired those motherfuckers, dude. I don't understand how in a couple of years time you can have a bit about saying like, I don't care if you got raped. You had a deal where you wanted to have sex for a part in a role. I don't fucking care. And now you're going like, well, I signed a contract, but I think those guys were in on it. And now you guys should watch it. I'm off. And this is a classic case of the same thing with Britney,
Mhm.
where I'm on his side. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you should get paid for that. I
Yeah.
think, but also you signed the contract.
Right. And I was
Like,
the same thing with
I don't-
Britney, and why I wanted to watch it, because I wanted to see what kind of information, because I'm not knowledgeable, and clearly she was having like an issue, but it doesn't mean she, like, I think
She looks like a fucking alien.
the issues that she was having was a product of her environment. So let's like help her.
Yeah.
Like help her in that environment, and I think she'll get better. It's not a matter of like she's incompetent for the rest of her life.
Right.
That like again, like it does make sense of why it started.
Yeah. She needs.
They wanted to protect her.
Yeah. I feel like there's a situation where, so Ron's pounding off here. He says there's a new doc on Netflix about Elisa Lam and the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Well, I'm convinced it was just made as an ad
Oh.
for the Cecil. Some of the YouTubers in it were attention whores. It was gross. Okay, so yeah, that's a situation where that's not even, I want to say like that's a kind of like a slippery slope argument. Not that one. I'm saying, I guess this would be more of like, I feel like that situation of that girl is so interesting, and so like, lady has postpartum depression and has breakdown and gives up a right to whatever and all this. That's kind of like, I feel like there's been situations like that where like, oh, the courts are tying up your situation and you should be allowed to do this, but it's like a weird situation where like you sign this contract where now you're stuck in this loop forever.
Right.
Like I think it's a fucked up thing that's the story that I want to watch. I would like to watch a documentary about how we can get that law changed. Right. Because I think it's weird to say,
but this is where the conversation starts.
This person
now
is saying,
we're having this conversation.
Yeah. Okay. But that's what I'm saying but it still comes at the thing of saying, here's a documentary taking a deep dive into personal information about Britney Spears, telling you about how this quest for personal information about Britney Spears crushed her and put her in the situation.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's the fucking answer.
Right.
I don't understand how
But I
this is the
think
fucking
this is
answer,
the other
except for
thing.
here, except for where we are talking about conservatorship or conservatorship of how do we get a thing where this person is saying, I'm saying I need other people to take over for my shit.
Yeah.
So I will sign this contract saying this. And then the only way that I can get out of it is if another person completely independent to this, there's no parameters.
Right.
When that person goes, yeah, I think you're good. And if I know anything about doctors, there's doctors that won't perform on people if you have pre-existing conditions because they don't want their fucking
right. They don't want the liability. But this is the other point.
So why would they say, yeah, Britney, you're cool. I saw you
is...
hitting a car with an umbrella 12 years ago. That's my last perception of you. Like with her being such a celebrity, how can she even get out of this, even with a document?
And that's where like the mental health thing comes in, where people will be scared to get help because once you're diagnosed, it's kind of, you're labeled with that. So like, I'd be so scared to like, if I was having a mental breakdown, to check myself into a mental hospital. Cause I'm like, what if I'm there forever and they deem that I'm, because it can be somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously like, I don't know, it just, mental health is it can be such a scary thing.
It is because of the,
but it's so important
of the thing of like, yeah, you can, that you can go into it. What it's supposed to be is that if you do have a mental breakdown, you are supposed to go into a facility for treatment,
right? So
that you are able to get back out of the facility,
right.
And a lot of times the facility, much like some jails, and I'm not naming any specifically, but there's a business built around you being sick. There's a conspiracy theory version of that, and there's a literal, practical, actual business point of view of that too.
Right.
When you order medical supplies, you are paying a markup of, and I'm pretty sure John is aware of this. I don't know exactly what work he's done in the past or anything like that, but I think we've had conversations about past jobs that we've had or anything. I used to work for a medical supply company, and there's things where like there's a markup of like thousands of %. Like there's this thing costs like 20 cents to make, and we're charging you, like, we're renting it to you for $29 a month or something. Like, it's like, it's a thing where, okay, but it's a business start. There has to be some kind of thing because there has to be work done in that business, but it has to be ethical. And I don't think thousands of % markup is ethical.
Right.
So there's already a functioning level of inequality and problems that I think that we already have in this country with mental health and all those other things.
And
but
the medical, like all of that stuff.
Instead of just addressing that thing, we are getting distracted with Britney stories. So when Britney gets her conservatorship overturned or gets something fixed, then the conversation's over. That's the problem with this.
Right.
Is everybody's focused on this story.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it lights a fire under people like me that I'm going to look into this, and I know I would hopefully.
Yeah.
But you're not sound of mind when you're signing it. That's why you're signing it. Right. What the fuck?
Well, that's. But I think it just takes.
I don't
us revisiting it and saying, okay, what does this look like? Because when were these laws and these things brought? Like, what year was it, and what dictates?
I just figured it
out. What criterias are, and how do we manage this? Because, like they said, it's generally the elderly. That's who it's there to protect. Because once they start to, lose sound of mind and they can't make those decisions,
it's a prison,
right? So you need like a family member, somebody that you trust, and you have to have those conversations before it gets to a certain point. So it makes sense that it's there, but then when you have it, if you're going to use it in a sense to support somebody that's going through something that's like they can get out of this. But for an elderly person, it's pretty much progressively going to get worse. So it would be really difficult to overturn it. But it's not common that somebody so young is under this. So that's the other thing of why people are like free her because this isn't even supposed to be meant for someone like her.
Right.
They did this.
Free her. I saw this documentary. Get her out of there. Get her out of there. These people
But
told me this one side of the story.
It opens
Get her the fuck out.
Right. But it
now.
opens the conversation. And like I said, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then hopefully the right people see it and they go, you know what? There does need to be change.
And that's the thing is I'm going to tell you right now, if I see any person, man, woman, at all, attacking a car with an umbrella, I would also vote for them not being responsible for their children for a while.
Yeah.
Until they figured it out, because that's not a normal thing ever.
Right.
That is not even a normal thing, even with people following you around with cameras.
No
I can't even
I
can't even speak to 24/7 cameras. I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
I cannot say that that is, but I'm saying that even if I'm not saying that you being in that environment is bad enough, maybe we should take the kids out of that environment.
Right.
And I never thought I would side with Kevin Federline, but you are right to not let her in if that's the kind of mood she was in already.
Yeah.
Because you don't go
right.
You don't, even if you're getting locked out, but she doesn't, I can't see my kids. And then just like umbrella.
That's not a
That's not okay. Then
that's not a
Kevin Federline is the
appropriate
unsuspected
reaction.
hero in the entire story because he was the one that actually truly exposed her actual mental illness that I think a bunch of people probably hid because it was so small.
That
at
was
the
the
time.
thing. They're trying to protect her image so that she continue to make everybody money.
This is my solution. And this date goes right back to our Gina Carano conversation. And this will go for everybody going forward in the 2020s. Forced conservatorships for anybody, no canceling anymore. Conservatorships. So Gina Carano goes wild on Twitter. You just take it. You go, you know what, Gina? You don't have any control over your life anymore. You can still exist. You're still cool. You still get an Instagram. But you have to use your racism
so we're
through
Russia. We're turning into Russia.
Subliminal messages. You have to be racist through subliminal messages now. And you have to have somebody do a podcast about your Instagram so that people go like, wait a minute, we should make a documentary about this. These people were figuring out, even though Britney is in seclusion, still how to mine her for content. Oh, that's so smart. Let's pretend to care now. Oh, we'll pretend to care. We were talking shit before, but now we're going to pretend to care. Oh, because that's the profitable thing. Oh, I'm Justin Timberlake. I really like my new movie to do well or my new album. So I guess I'm going to apologize to Britney. For what in particular? And why'd you wait until day after documentary to come out? Did you not apologize to her before? This was the thing where you're like, oh shit, I was a dickhead to Britney Spears. Even though it's been reported on for years, everybody, when that video came out, they're like, we think this is a veiled fuck you to Britney Spears. So now you're acknowledging that it was, and you waited until now.
I don't think
to apologize.
I think what his
fuck
thing was,
you, Justin Timberlake. I never thought I'd say that.
It was publicity. He did like all of that was orchestrated, like, and he knows it, and that's why he didn't say anything before. But then when he sees the actual effect that it had on her as a human being, I think that's kind of what opened his eyes to be like, you know what, I'm really sorry I did that.
Sorry, John's an idiot. I apologize. He says they never really went into enough detail on the conservatorships. I mean, like, what type of ships are they? Cruise ships?
Shrimping ships?
Shrimping ships? Championships? What is a championship? Oh.
This guy's from Tampa. He should know championships.
Hey, right? Damn, you guys only watched half of the doc and it sounds so intense. That's right,
no,
Casey.
we watched the whole thing.
No,
I watched the whole thing.
I only watched like 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, he kept getting in and out.
Oh, that's a loud one.
Oh, you only watched half the doc? You don't.
You didn't even watch the shark comes back at the end. Oh, John. Oh, I can't wait until they handle real issues in the Montag house with the little Montag.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be a lot of like, oh yeah.
Oh, I loved the skating, your driveway,
skating?
the ice skating. That was like fun.
Oh man,
I loved you and Trish dancing. I loved it so much. You guys are so cute.
Yeah. Anyway, we are gonna head out.
Anyway.
We're gonna go downstairs and probably eat some food. Thanks so much for joining in today and pounding off in the comments. Thanks, Ian, for joining in.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. ish till 1 p.m. And if you miss the episodes, you can always catch up on YouTube at Baby Mermaid Productions. And then if you want to catch the show live and or join in, pound off, anything like that, Gross Domesticated Podcast page on Facebook and Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram Live. You can check out there. Thanks, Premium Ron. Thanks, John Montag. Thanks to Casey. Thanks everybody else for joining in. Kevin Brocious, Ian, everybody, Talone. Yeah, not Talone. Everybody else. And I love you.
I love you.
Gross.